Among the things passed in the session's final days, a nearly $8 billion transportation bill that includes $50 million for the Metro Blue Line extension from Minneapolis to Brooklyn Park. Reporter Kevin Miller caught up with Representative Cedrick Frazier of New Hope for a look at that and more.
The Blue Line is an important project for me. In fact, my wife and I, when we were looking at places to live, the reason we moved to the area we moved to is because we'd have access to the Blue Line to travel to places like downtown Minneapolis and then into St. Paul, and just not have to use our vehicles, have less cars on the road. The project has been stalled for a few years, so this $50 million would kind of hopefully get us back on track to get the project to the finish line.
And I guess my understanding for that funding is that it's contingent on the federal funding for the full funding grant agreement?
That is correct, but we needed this funding to ensure that we can unlock that federal funding.
And for the public safety bill, I know you sponsored the red flag law. Can you talk about the significance of that?
I mean, it's important. What we know is that we've got a huge number of firearm suicides and deaths, and many of them happen in rural Minnesota. What we know from states that have these red flag laws in place now, like Florida, there's places on the West Coast, there's places in what we're considered to be red states and also blue states. What the data tells us is that when they have these laws in place, those types of gun violence activities go down. So we're seeing less suicides by gun, we're seeing less harm by guns. And we also know that in situations where the law enforcement have this tool, they've been able to prevent mass shootings as well.
And as far as the marijuana legalization bill, can you speak to maybe easing concerns that might exist in the community with that?
For the legalization of cannabis, I think what we need to know is that cannabis is already in our communities. What we're trying to do is make sure we eliminate the black market. And the importance of that is because we want to make sure that when folks are partaking, if they want to partake in recreational cannabis use, that they know what's in that, right? That they know it's something that's not going to be harmful to them. I know we can have a debate about whether the actual cannabis itself is harmful or not, but there is a black market out there that is causing harm in our community. We also know that the war on drug, and particularly the war on cannabis, has created great inequities in who's being charged and who's being convicted and who has collateral damage with that on their record. And this bill will help address all of those issues.
Big picture, I guess we heard a lot about this being a historic session for the legislature. Do you agree with that?
It's historic because we're investing billions with a B into our educational system. We know for a long time, probably for about a decade, we were balancing the state budget on the backs of our kids. And now we're trying to play catch up. In this session, it's historic investments to play catch up to make sure our kids and our teachers have what they need to be successful. As I spoke earlier, I said that when we have great educational outcomes, we have better communities. That means we're going to have better thinkers, we're going to have better leaders, we're going to have folks that can go into careers that are going to be good for the economy, for the state of Minnesota. That's why this is such a historic investment. We're investing in housing, we're investing in job development, we're investing in our roads, we're investing in everything that is going to make Minnesota the best state.
Find more local news stories at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.